Get ready for hot takes and insight from local industry experts in real estate, business, and lifestyle. He used to play ball with the Padres. He played hockey for the Lobos. Now they're crushing it in the real estate game. Together, they'll showcase the best of the Duke City. This is All About You, ABQ.
Oh, that's right. It is All About You, ABQ. Now, the goal of the show is to highlight the best of our city's industry experts in real estate, culture, and lifestyle so that you walk away with some value and feeling inspired. Now, the way we like to do that is to answer the questions you may have or interview the guests you want to see. So we invite you to join the conversation, button up your shirt, follow us on social media up here, or join our email list to get some timely tips about our community and real estate market. Hey, I'm Skip Adams, owner of SoldBySkip Real Estate Brokerage here in Albuquerque.
Hi, I'm Antonio Banderas, home loan expert.
You probably remember Antonio as the third baseman for the Canucks, but now he's absolutely crushing it in the mortgage space.
Yeah, and what was their movie, Dusk Till Dawn? Yeah. I was in there. But let's talk about this guy for once. HGTV's House Hunters, and he's part of the top 2% producing real estate agents in the city.
Here's why you're going to want to stay tuned. Making her second appearance on UABQ is Miss Jordan, the Spirit Alchemist. Excited to have her back and hear what's new in her world.
Well, it's good to do a follow-up because there was some major interest about her last appearance, and I think she's got quite a following, so it's important that we follow up on our guests that are killing it.
Speaking of past guests, Amanda from Wilderwood stopped by the studio with a nice little gift for us. And just so you know, here it is right here in this envelope. We've been chasing somebody hard, right? We've been chasing some cleats. I'm not saying that we're chasing cleats. We're trying to get somebody on here to boost our ratings, but also to blow your minds at home, because we've had more requests for the guest who's in this envelope than any other guest.
No, never. Yeah, I would consider him a fixture and something that resonates with every household. Local celebrity. We're all about local celebrities here and empowering the youth. And backstory, when I was a kid, I saw this celebrity in person and I froze. That was my first real celebrity sighting. So we have right here the contact information, and it's not just 898 Bell. We have the direct cell phone number for Ron Bell. Ron, we're calling you out, sir. Welcome. Ron, you will be on the show.
We're flying the studio out to Burbank, and we will meet with you.
We'll probably even bring Mark.
Yeah, Mark, our studio producer.
Mark will always give us these ratings about, I'm like, Mark, could we ever get a favorable rating? I think we're pretty funny sometimes, but Mark is like,
You know what Mark said? He's like, I'll give you guys a standing ovation if you could get Ron Bell on the show. So again, how was your weekend, man? I see you're operating on full teeth.
Yeah, so I spent 3 full days. You know what the worst part about losing your teeth is? Losing your teeth again, because you can't find them sometimes. So I had looked for my teeth, spent about 4 times looking for it. For me, I'm convinced, like, no, just search the car again, it's gotta be there, because I'm, Do you
want to show the people at home what we're talking about with your teeth?
My tooth?
Yeah. Smile, guy.
Okay. So I think the equivalent for men is, for me, it's like when a girl goes, I'm home, I'll take off my bra. So I will go, and I'll put it somewhere obscure and go, I'll just put it on this mantle that I'll never look for again. And every time I'm so amazed about where it actually went. And then I almost want a GoPro to be like, where did it go? So got my tooth back. Actually, I was looking for something else too, probably my whole life. Driver's license. I found my passport. Sometimes don't know where that is. And it's so, you know what I'll tell you, one of the joys of life is to get your stuff back. You go, there it is. I just had it, but it's here again.
Talk about spending money, Mark. Let's talk about our backyard. So this is a big thing as we roll into summertime and the hot months, is our backyard sucked. I mean, this is in the middle of summer. That's how green our grass got. And we just have random trees and shrubs back there and just rocks. So we dropped a bomb back there. We nuked it and created a whole play space for the kids.
That's pretty manicured now.
Yeah.
Is that fake grass?
I'm out there with just spray paint, spraying it down. So yeah, we did get the artificial turf. We put it in and then installed some splash pads and bounce houses.
Installed 18 kids.
Yeah, and then now we have 9 kids.
Yeah,
all
we
homeless.
just installed 9 kids.
So it's been fun to watch the kids run around. We've been doing a lot of sprints, basically, just sprinting back and forth, racing the kids. Moving forward, let's talk a little bit more about an article that just came out, talking about our city, our town. Well, kind of our redheaded stepchild of a town, Rio Rancho. A national study ranks Rio Rancho as the second most affordable city in the western United States.
Where do they chop it off at?
Seriously,
the Appalachian Mountains? Where did they say that?
Hold on. You want to read the article? Let me read it to you. Cost of living in Rio Rancho is 3 points lower than the national average, while the median household income is 6% above the median national average. That's according to a study at the Motley Fool, which is a blog. So I just think that's interesting that, people, we're just getting more, we're starting to become kind of a place to consider moving.
Yeah, you know what's nuts about Rio Rancho, and I think we've always said that, right? The sentiment with Rio Rancho was always like, like, you just kind of had this regard, like, in a way, it was kind of a ghost town, but like the crime is substantially lower. It just has these amenities now that it has some infrastructure, right? The Russ Hospital's great. They finally have things to have that have a lure that you could participate in, because
jobs also, but now they're having more restaurants, more commercial space.
Yeah, because what was early Rio Rancho?
Nothing.
Right?
It was just
you
like
just had, there's a house, and then if you need something,
that's where your aunt
go
lived.
to Gallup.
Everybody had an aunt who had a place in Rio Rancho.
Yeah, you're like, oh, we
gotta go out to
oh my God. Yeah. Hey, I don't have a problem with Rio Rancho now.
Yeah.
Finally.
Yeah, finally they're back on the map. No. But coming up next, we're going to revisit Miss Jordan, the Spirit Alchemist, one of our favorite guests. She always just has a calming sense about her. So we're going to catch up and kind of see what's going on, see what she's pitching. And then stay tuned. We're going to reveal Ron Bell's cell phone number.
Oh my God, we're like Tom Green, just ruining people's lives. You get lucky enough.
Drop this guy a DM. And then stay tuned to the end of the show. It's everybody's favorite, Skip's Tips. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh,
you're looking a little ranty this morning, dude.
Yeah, we should get into that. This one's dedicated to Wiener Schnitzel.
How's that?
Yeah. So, I was headed out, and I saw about 7 cars lined up for Wiener Schnitzel, right? I don't know anything against Wiener Schnitzel, even hot dogs. I was really curious about who had a hankering for Wiener Schnitzel at 10:30. What is going on? What are you doing? What's your cholesterol? And so then I come to find out, and I put on my Facebook. I usually sound in my Grant's Rent on Facebook. And people are like, well, Grant, they have a breakfast menu. And I go, well, how did the first person discover the breakfast menu? Was it, you had like burrito weenies? Like, what is it that was so lucrative? I don't remember the last time I had Wiener Schnitzel, and I think if Skip asked me to go to Wiener Schnitzel, I'd just block his number for life. We'd have to end the show. It's such a weird place to be. I don't even know anyone who goes to Wiener Schnitzel, but it doesn't matter because that place is full. But you're cranking around the drive-through line at 10:30, like, I need some Wiener Schnitzel. I'm a little bit confused about the choices that you have, and you have now found Wiener Schnitzel. I don't know how it's around, but I do because I watch the cars. I don't think I've ever thought about going there in 15 years, and I don't know if I've ever gone there actually. But what is it that they're doing there that has you addicted to going to Wiener Schnitzel? And wouldn't it be kind of a weird thing to admit to somebody, hey, where did you get that bag from? Oh, Wiener Schnitzel. I think all your friends would go, wait, what? You went to Wiener, you had all these choices, you went to Wiener Schnitzel, what did you get? Well, I've got these weenies that came with, tater tots, and then they had this hot dog, like corn souffle, and it would be a hard thing to explain to someone like why Wiener Schnitzel was your choice. So, forever you anyone that goes to Wiener Schnitzel, I mean, I get sound in. I just don't understand what they have. I'll eat a hot dog. I mean, go to a baseball game or hockey, but I don't go drive to get a hot dog normally because it's not. I don't think it's a normal thing to ask for. But that's my Grant's rants.
Start your day the weenie way. Wiener Schnitzel, another sponsor, pulling the plug.
Yeah.
Grant,
have you ever drove over there?
to a Wiener Schnitzel?
Yeah.
Not since 1984. And we're like,
what? Out of all the choices man has, you go, and what if you told me that? Like, seriously, if you asked me to go to Wiener Schnitzel, I'd be like, dude, you lost your mind.
no, real quick, let's just go grab a cup of coffee and a couple weenies.
And they have a breakfast menu.
Yeah.
What are they? What?
Just
They're
weenie-
offering just oatmeal and like hot dogs? What can you have? How can you be called that and then go, yeah, well, don't worry, we have a breakfast menu. You're just chopped up weenies with, hash browns. Wow, I'm puzzled.
Well, listen, we answered the hard-hitting questions here.
I am.
Leave a comment in the section
I probably
below.
will never get over this. Wiener Schnitzel.
Switching gears, here's where you're going to want to stay tuned. We're going to welcome back Miss Jordan, the Spirit Alchemist. Stay tuned. This is UABQ. Welcome back to UABQ. I'm Skip Adams, owner of SoldBySkip Real Estate Brokerage here in Albuquerque.
Grant Harvey, home loan expert.
Yeah, with all your teeth. Thank you for that. We're joined in studio by Miss Jordan, the Spirit Alchemist. She's making her second appearance on the show because we had such a great fan outpouring of support. So, Miss Jordan, welcome back. It's been a year.
Thank you.
And,
Yes.
You're like a changed person. I feel like the last time we had you on the couch, you were, it was kind of an intimidating thing, right? For coming onto our show, obviously the bright lights, and you had just gotten off a road trip. You seem awesome. You seem glowing
Vibrant.
this time. Yeah, vibrant.
She's exuding, energy.
It's just the orange. Something in the orange.
Yeah, let's remind our viewers a little bit of your backstory. So, from Belen, New Mexico.
I grew up in Belen, New Mexico.
Yeah, and had a chance to leave a couple of times, but you decided to stay long term, New Mexico. But you've moved away and you've come back a couple of times.
Yeah, I've lived all over New Mexico: Grant, Albuquerque, Belen, Los Lunas, Ruidoso, and then I've moved out. So I lived in Austin, Phoenix, Costa Rica, Mexico, 2 different places. And since I saw you last, I moved back to Mexico, then moved back to New Mexico, and I'll be here now for a while.
Talk a little bit more about New Mexico. I mean, I think there's such a draw here to our state. In fact, in the previous segment, we were talking about how Rio Rancho is being noticed now as one of the most affordable places to live. You'll get a lot of bang for your buck. But what do you think is it about New Mexico that kind of draws people here, brings you back?
So for me, I think like a lot of people, I couldn't wait to get out. And I didn't really have a deep appreciation for New Mexico, the medicine, the magic, the culture, the roots. And this is interesting, you're gonna love this, until I had been out. And I've been in a big transition over the last year and decided to come back where it's home and I'm grounded. And there's also a lot of mysticism and magic here, a lot of culture. And so the event that we're gonna talk about later, actually this year the theme is roots, ember roots.
What are some of the things about New Mexico culture, the magic and the mysticism, when you talk about that? What are some examples or some places you've been that kind of turn you on?
I mean, the land, of course. Santa Fe is beautiful. I love the mountains. It's interesting because in Mexico I lived on the beach, and it's beautiful, and I feel God there. But I don't feel the same way as I do when I put my boots on and I go dancing here, right? Or go listen to live music on a patio with a margarita here, or et cetera, et cetera.
No, that's beautiful, and I think there's something to be said for Mother Sandia Mountains always watching over us as well. That was something I missed when I moved away. It was like I realized I'm a mountain kid. Like the beach is cool, but I don't surf very well, and I just miss going in the mountains.
Skip is a better break dancer in Albuquerque than
at
he was in
elevation.
San Diego.
At elevation.
He wasn't doing very good at break dancing.
Yeah.
I actually kicked him out of every club.
Got my ass beat in the street. Okay, so again, New Mexico is a fantastic place, and I think, and speaking with you, it sounds like you've done some growing over the past year, but I think, talk a little bit kind of about your backstory. What in the hell is a spirit alchemist, and how can we incorporate, kind of your lifestyle into making our lifestyle better?
Yeah, that's a great question. When I started out, it was more women's empowerment, and then as I went down my own path on my own journey, it became more and more spiritual, and I began to work with different plant medicines, things like that. But what I've realized over the past couple of years, actually, is what we are is we're spirits in a body to discover ourselves in form. And so everyone wants to get spiritual, but really it's about becoming human, experiencing yourself in your human body, allowing your soul to be present in your human body and get more human. So I think a spirit alchemist is coming. Have you read The Alchemist, by the way? The book?
The book, yes.
Yeah. So I think it's about coming full circle, not reaching outside of yourself, but coming back into who I be and why am I here and what am I discovering about myself in this meat suit, in this form.
Yeah, there's ways of stepping outside of your body and looking back and kind of seeing yourself and understanding who you were, who you are, and which direction you want to go. And whether that's by doing ketamine or ayahuasca or other psychedelics, there's also other different ways, whether it's holotropic breathing or breath work, but also just through voice, through communicating with somebody or a spiritual leader who can point out what you're feeling.
I found that, and I've sat with ayahuasca many times. I've held ayahuasca retreats for other people. Some of the best work, though, about discovering yourself in form. So I think the alchemy piece is embodiment, and I kind of do a play on words, embodiment, in my body, allowing spirit to drop into my body. You know, some of your biggest lessons and growth come in the midst of conflict, or in the midst of struggle, or in the midst of expansion or opportunity. So sometimes it's not going out as much as it is like being present. You know, and they both there's attributes to both of them.
Okay. That's beautiful. And what's your main form of sharing kind of what you've learned and helping other people or helping to empower women? Yeah.
So I have a couple signature events. So I have a healing retreat that takes place in Mexico in the Riviera Maya. I have a leadership embodiment experience that happens in Costa Rica, and then I have my annual event for, you know, many women. But then I do like one-on-one coaching. So it's kind of like a hybrid. It's like, I mean, we've gone over everything. Like I do business coaching in there. I do relationship coaching. We study gospel. We study Gnostic gospels. We study other cultures. It's kind of like there's no one size fits all. It's whatever. My work is not. I don't like to say life coach, but it's life coachy and spirit coachy, and it's a hybrid.
Do you ever find yourself in a position to where you go, like I don't have it with a certain situation, you know? You want to show support, but you go, you're touching on something that is not my wheelhouse. You ever have that happen?
I have. It's interesting. So before I take a one-on-one client, and I don't advertise that, it's all word of mouth. So I kind of have, you know, they line up. I do an assessment. I do an interview of them. Because in integrity, I have to make sure that I am the person to actually support them where they're needing support or help them expand where they're needing to expand. And so if it's something that I feel is out of my capacity or if I'm not ready to, you know, project that type of energy into their life, I refer them out. I have a great, you know, system of colleagues and specialists in different areas, and I'll refer them out. I think so too. I mean, it's what shifts it from like being culty, and it's what gives me a good track record. You know, and there's been times where like I've already had a client for a while, so I missed this on the interview in the beginning or whatever, and I've had everything from somebody, you know, wanting to double her business revenue to I've had a suicidal client. And it's, at the end of the day, it can't be a disservice to them. So it has to be really intentional, and you have to use a lot of discernment on, am I actually helping here, or am I enabling, or where does the support stop and where is it out of my scope?
Yeah. Well, what I think of speak to is I find it very hard to be focused on somebody unless you have it in your battery, right? And I've always coached like this, but I'm interested in people, but my gas tank is about 3 or 4 hours. Yeah. Are you able to discern what your gas tank is? Because I think people can do that work, but you know, if you're open for 8 hours in your shop, I find it hard to believe that everyone's just ready for another one. Like, what's your gas tank?
Yeah, that's a great question, because I have twin toddlers. I think we talked about it on the last show. My son is autistic and my daughter is being evaluated right now, and so they take a lot of time and focus. So I take anywhere from 1 to 2 clients per year. They're on a year-long contract, so they have to commit. And it's based on how I feel. And then now, like in the beginning, I gave everything for free to everybody. I increased my price point in accordance with the value that I bring. So that helps. And also I don't try to because I used to just try to fill it with value, and it would be like quantity over quality. Now, if I have a private client, they have 3 calls a month. That's it. And so I'm talking to them 3 times a month. The rest of the time is focused on my family. And it's at an exchange that is fair and appropriate for the value that I bring, which allows me to provide for my family and take less people.
That's beautifully said, because so many times in our industry, real estate or mortgage, it's like if you have a cell phone, there's nowhere to hide. Like you have to draw that line of, no, this has to benefit me too. I'm not just a giver. I have to have my own sanity as well, my own space.
Well, so I have something to say about that.
Yeah.
I learned this a long time ago, actually, from a mentor of mine. You teach people how to treat you. So for example, I don't answer my phone before 10 a.m. And I have realtors. I actually have a private.
Don't tell this.
Sounds familiar.
Listen, I have a private client right now who is a mortgage lender. Okay, and she's one of the top in the country. And we battled about it for a while, and I had to teach her. You teach people how to treat you. So what happens is, choose your time, whatever, 9 a.m., 10 a.m. At night, I cut off at 8 p.m. I'm with my family. If you just don't answer, people will start to understand you're not going to answer. And then now in turn, they go to call you. Oh, you know what? I'm not, and my clients know. I'm not going to call Jordan on a Sunday afternoon. She's not going to be available. And if it's an emergency, they can leave me a voice note. I will get back to it when I'm okay. But they also know that when I get back to it, I'm fully present with them. I'm ready to fully support them. I'm not going to be distracted. I'm not going to have kids pulling my hair. I'm like, hey, okay, I'm available for you now.
That, you know what it is, here's something that I'll fault myself at. When I am up, I take it on. Right, so I've enjoyed the reputation of he is always ready, at the peril of he's always ready. You know what I mean? Like that's the caveat about me being so available, except before 10.
But do you see the flip side of that, though?
Oh, for
because
sure.
Because if you had implemented a little bit of boundary with it, they'd know not only are you always ready, but when you're there, you're there in excess. You're fully ready. You're fully on. You're not tired. You're not frustrated.
The most exhausting part about my job is to try to remain the guy that they've always counted me to be, right? Enthusiastic and funny and stuff. And so you do that, and you go, man, I'm so tired. I'm not ready for this. That's probably the most stressful part about my life is to remain the guy they've always counted on, and the one that's been a hit in this industry. So yes, it would be nice to set time limits, and I wish I could.
You can also shift your perspective on what does that mean to you too, right? So like the guy that they've always counted on, does that can shift in your mind how you're observing yourself, and how you're showing up can still be that, just in a different form.
Yeah.
What I like about you is you're always there for growth, Miss Jordan. And so let's dive a little bit deeper into becoming your truth. I know this is coming up on August 29th. In fact, real quick, Mark, just do a quick B-roll of her IG. But the Spirit Alchemist, Become Your Truth, August 29th. This is your yearly event that you throw.
Yes, this is my annual New Mexico event.
When is it? When's the next one happening?
August 29th through the 31st.
Turn your fucking phone off.
Shut up.
Okay, that's good, Mark.
That's the Become Your Truth IG. Yeah. I haven't updated it.
She's riding a Palomino and jumping over the rainbow.
What I like about it this year is that your event's always evolving, right? You had it in Albuquerque last year.
So this is the 7th year. I've always had it. I had it 1 year in Phoenix, but every other time I've had it in New Mexico. When I started it, it's because I wanted to bring this type of work here. There wasn't anything like this here, and I wanted my people to feel it and have the opportunity to become from it. So that's how Become Your Truth started. And I decided to have it in New Mexico. I've had it at Tamaya every other year. I decided this year to move it to Santa Fe. The theme this year is Ember Roots, and there's a lot. There's indigenous land there. There's just a lot of rooted energy in Santa Fe. I'm having a lot of La Posada. La Posada's haunted. It's vibey, and I'm excited. Huh? You don't want to go? Now you don't want to go anymore?
Shouldn't eat there? It's
don't eat.
Too rooty. Okay, but so.
Hey, this isn't Grant's Rants right now. Okay?
Focus here. So Becoming Your Truth. So it's a 3-day event, and how do we get involved? How do we sign up for tickets, or how do we reach out and find out more?
Well, you can't go. How do
Say
women?
For instance, somebody was tuned in. How would women?
So they can go to my website. It's themisjordan.com. Tickets are available there. There's 2 options. The first night is a VIP night, so it's kind of like a meet and greet. I do a hosted cocktail or wine hour. I have entertainment, and then the conference.
Kind of entertainment?
Well, this year, I can't tell you who. It's a surprise guest this year, but he is also local, a local artist. And then the conference is all day the following day and half day the next, and then we do a full seated plated dinner with a live band and stuff the second day. And so the tickets, you can get a VIP ticket for VIP night, or you can get the general admission.
Walk me through the event itself, because I know that day I know there's a dinner and drinks and stuff like that, but the event yourself, the healing, the empowerment, where does that take place mostly?
This is great. So in a conference room, kind of conference style, but it's I cap it at 100 women, so it's more intimate. What's interesting and cool about this event, and I've been to so many women's events, and I will stand by, not just because it's mine, it's an unparalleled experience that will shift the trajectory of your life. And the reason is I channel the entire event in real time. So nothing is planned. The logistics and semantics are planned, but until I get in the room and see the women and step on the stage, I have no idea what's going to come through for them. And so
one rule that you have that I love is you're not allowed to make any major life decisions within
2 weeks.
2 weeks of the event.
They sign a contract, because people will come home to themselves. I'm a master at my craft, so I know how to speak to them to get them to feel a certain way. And so at the event, they're really charged. Yeah. And then they have to integrate after. Yeah.
Well, Ms. Jordan, it's been awesome following up with you after a year-long absence. You're returning to the show. You always bring such good energy and such bright orange, vibrant aura. I guess you could say.
You know what? I feel really good this year. I feel like you guys actually get to see me. Last year I came from a struggle space when I got on stage, but I still showed up. So I was excited to come back and share, and it lets people support you too. Like I have 2 main sponsors for the event right now: SK and Aesthetics and Bourbon and Boots, and they know the quality of the work, and it's not okay. Am I getting in some weird, creepy, culty shit that I'm going to be associated with? And so they sponsor women who can't afford to come, and it really helps open it up to the community, which I love, and it really brings it back like New Mexico home.
That's
too.
good. I'm glad that I stopped you with your cult in San Diego.
I'm still.
What about your healing journey? I mean, I know we're running out of time, but can you
Yeah,
I was pretty much his healing journey. I snapped him out of it. I got him out of San Diego because things were going all right.
He couldn't break dance.
I can break dance.
Well, now that he's here, he feels it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what? Like, tell me what's up. What's up?
What's up? What are all my shortcomings that I need to work on?
No, what's like you said you're on a path. You're on a healing journey.
Well, I feel like everyone is on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah. But you're aware of it now.
Well, of course. You've met my sister, my older sister, so it's tough to be not self-aware when you have
some real good quotes.
Yeah.
I don't even think about Albuquerque when I'm not here. Thank you.
Ms. Jordan, thank you again for joining us on the episode. We'll have links to your Become Your Truth on August 29th. But you're an absolute doll. We appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Stay tuned. Coming up next, here's why you're going to want to stay tuned. It's everybody's favorite.
Fumbling,
Skip's tips.
Not reading his thing right. Oh man, another banging segment. Whew. I think the only thing that can get better than this, Skip's tips.
Skip tips, anything that saves us time, makes us more money, or allows us to have more fun in real estate or real life. Dining is dead. Be honest, when was the last time you had a meal in your dining room? Here's one simple hack for adding more value to your property. A study shows that old dusty dining room doesn't serve much purpose besides Thanksgiving and Christmas. So here's one hack that you can do to help add more usable space. Enclose that room and turn it into an office. See, study shows that homeowners and home buyers are looking to work out of the home more. So if you can add an extra bedroom or an office by closing off that old dining room that nobody uses or cares about, you'll be adding much more usable square footage and value to a home for potential buyers. In a recent rehab we did, we simply closed off the wall, inserted some barn doors, and now we have a functional home office. Either way, what's your take? Share this with a friend and tell them Skip said so.
That brings up another nice UABQ episode. I do think that we should incorporate more TV dinners
at
for
La
our
Posada?
kids at La Posada. Like, remember those tinfoil ones where you're like, oh, my cobbler's on fire.
Dude,
And
my buddy growing up had like those little wobbly TV stands that you could like fold out and
Yeah.
sit down and eat on. And I was like, dude, these guys must be rich, dude. You could eat in front
when
of
you,
the
how
TV.
old were you?
8?
Oh, that is a pretty good move. But the TV, the TV dinners would have this like super like this cobbler that would be there, and it'd have some corn.
And one of the little compartments would be 1,000 degrees, and then the Salisbury steak would be like.
God,
cold in the
it's,
middle.
why I was gonna say that. Why is it always a Salisbury steak? A Salisbury steak. God. Or what about chicken fried chicken, or what was it called? Chicken fried steak.
Fried egg delight.
What is that? You know how confusing as a kid? A chicken fried steak? What? I'm only 8. I just want some food.
They have those at Wiener Schnitzel.
Did that?
Another
if you're going to Wiener Schnitzel, call me.
You know what? I'll go with you.
Dude, should we just do our next meal just at Wiener
Just
Schnitzel
a
and
live
just
epi?
review it?
Oh yeah.
The-
One bite Wiener reviews.
Why not? If we're gonna diss them, we might as well kiss them.
Every Wednesday and Sunday on the Educational Channel and during
Yeah.
prime time, Channel 27.
What if we just arrange Wiener Schnitzel public views with us? Every Wednesday, we'll see you at the Wiener Schnitzel off of San Mateo.
This is All About You, ABQ.